What is going on, guys? Jesse504 here, bringing you my Week 5 battle in the LBT League. This week we are going up against Monster Masher, coach of the Fallarbor Flames. And so, it's going to be interesting. We're both 2-2. I really need to win this game. I think that really locks me for a little bit into the playoff picture, considering we only have 8 weeks of the season. You're going to want to have at least 5 wins to pretty safely be locked in, which means I can kind of only afford 1 loss, and I have a really tough schedule coming up. So, really want to win this game. Starting out my team this week, or I guess his team first, Latias, Mega, Magirna, Cresselia, Celesteela, Galarian Corsola, Incineroar, Decidueye, Darkrai, Alomomola, Raikou, and Lycanroc Day. So I hate Darkrai, especially with my team. I really just don't like the way that it can just go in on a lot of my threats, and that's really annoying. I'm a little bit dark weak in some of my Ubers, and then in addition, just Steel types, Magirna and Celesteela, are really annoying for some mons to break on my team, and he kind of has a nice stall backbone with Celesteela, Cresselia, Galarian Corsola, and Alomomola, all tough mons to break, and then Mega Latias can also play stall pretty well. So we're just going to have to be figuring out how to get through this team. So, starting off this week, Scarf Landorus. I really like it this week. Earth Power, U-Turn, Sludge Wave, Psychic. Oh wait, I figured, yeah, I don't want this moveset. I forgot to change it. This was supposed to be Physical Scarf with EQ. I want Knockoff, and then there was one last move that I wanted, which was, I wanted EQ, I wanted Knockoff, and then what else does this thing have in its physical move pool that I was looking at? Sorry guys, bear with me for this 1 second. This thing has something, right? I think maybe it was, see, I'm trying to figure this out. I think just edge, yeah, okay. So I need 232 speed. Now let me max that, and instead this is a plus, this is a minus. Okay, yeah, that's the Landorus that I wanted to bring. Okay, EQ, U-Turn, Knockoff, Stone Edge, Physical Landorus Scarf this week. Special move pool's kind of not the greatest for what I wanted this week. So unfortunately, Sheer Force does it not give me a boost at all. I thought there was something that I might have wanted to do with Sheer Force, but you know what? On the off chance, because I don't think Sheer Force does anything with these moves, because, yeah. So, on the off chance he brings some sort of sand, I think I'm just going to run Sand Force. I don't see him bringing sand, but at the same time, you never know. So, that's my team, or that's my Landorus. My Cinderace, Choice Banded this week, Libero, Pyro Ball, High Jump Kick, U-Turn, Sucker Punch. So, yeah, nice, just solid coverage, does a lot to his team. Only the Darkrai is faster, and I have some switch-ins for the Darkrai so that it doesn't really hurt me as bad. And other than that, Pyro Ball just hits his team really hard once the Alomomola goes down. And not to mention that on Alomomola, up next, I have and I expect the Darkrai to be scarfed anyways, but up next I have my Gengar, which is pretty much what I go on Alomomola every time. Cursed Body for the ability, pre-Mega, obviously, because it has to be, then Shadow Tag post-Mega, which is really helpful on the Corsola, and just to trap that thing in, potentially, but really on the Alomomola. Yeah, if I can trap that thing, that's really huge for me. Shadow Ball, T-Bolt, Nasty Plot, Focus Blast. I really don't want this week to come down to hitting a Focus Blast because I feel like that's a losing matchup for me every time. So, but yeah, just does great work all around the rest of his team. I think I'm going to swap out Focus Blast for a more accurate, this thing doesn't get Flamethrower, otherwise I would do that. But just for a more accurate Dazzling Gleam, because it's really there to hit the Darkrai. So yeah. And then up next, Solgaleo Colberberry this week, so that way I can get set up my speed and then go from there. I forgot to speed EV this thing, but I'm not gonna bother now. Agility, Flare Blitz, Sunsteel Strike, Psychic Fangs, doing that again. No one's been able to stop it. So yeah. We're trying to make Solgaleo kill leader. I don't think I'm gonna bring this set next week, but I could. Let's see how Monster can stop it. I don't really think he can if I'm in on the right thing to be able to start it going. Alamomola is the only thing that kind of worries me because it can actually live hits really well. But other than that, this thing should just be able to put in work on his team. And so once he has to be cautious about bringing Alamomola this week because what does it do to a Gengar? So yeah. But up next, Buzzwole, AV Buzzwole this week, Leech Life CC U-turn Thunder Punch, or Leech Life CC EQ Thunder Punch, not U-turn. Just a little bit of speed creep to try to creep a base 80, I think, if it's not like running any speed. And then max attack, little bit out of HP. Leech Life, CC, EQ, Thunder Punch, yeah, standard. Just hits his team really hard. I really like Buzzwole this week. Not to mention that the Celesteela and the Magearna don't appreciate seeing this thing, and the Corsola is kind of about it. Alamomola is a little bit annoyed by it. Cresselia hates this thing just because I can leech life so much health back off of it. Not to mention if I start getting beast boost going, we can only go from there. But yeah, so Magearna, I think I will OHKO with EQ between now and the battle. I should be able to calc that and figure that stuff out for myself. It's gonna be, I don't know. And then lastly, Shaman. This is a great answer to Celesteela, which I anticipate is coming. Flamethrower just doesn't do enough to me, and then I can Leech Seed it. I'm immune to his seeds. Seed Flutter, Aromatherapy, Synthesis. So if he tries to Toxic any one of my mons, I have Aromatherapy. If he tries to Toxic me, I can Aromatherapy, or I can switch out to heal that back up. But this is my team, and I will see you guys in the battle. I don't really think Black Kyurem destroyed you. Especially with the prep that you brought, like, oh, it just can't beat Alamomola. That thing is, like, really insanely tanky. Lycanroc Dusk, or Lycanroc Middays, a Cell Rock does a massive chunk to it. Cresselia's fat, challenging to break. Darkrai can, I assume your Scarf Darkrai for my other threats, outspeed, Focus Blast, KO, like, yeah, I guess, but, and also, Celesteela, really challenging to break. 4 Moveslot Syndrome really was a big, big issue for that thing. And yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what he wants to lead. Anything other than Darkrai is fine for me personally, and so it'll be interesting to see. Yeah. So we see I assume he's just trying to decide what to lead. Okay. Darkrai. I think, I don't know, he could just overpredict. I'm just gonna go into, yeah, okay. Cool. Gotta wonder how much Thunder Punch does to this thing. Yeah, this thing is just insanely bulky. No Scald Burn. This guy's like a legend at Scald Burning. It's kind of bullshit. Like, not gonna lie. I think at this point, I just gotta go out to my Alamomola and Cresselia. That's fine. I think I just want to get some seeds going on this thing. Perfect. Goes for Toxic. Aromatherapy is a great move. And if this thing shift gears up Lando, I have to go Lando right now. Trick Room. That's an interesting bring. Did not expect that at all. I assume Ice Beam here, but I don't know. Could be interesting. He just goes into the Alamomola. Trick Room's an interesting bring. Yeah. So now, this time on the Aloe. Gengar, if you get burnt, I swear. Okay. Mega Evolve Nasty Plot. Activate. Okay. Um, so I'm not thinking that, I think he's just, I don't trust this thing, because I would assume that if he's bringing Trick Room, it was specifically for this situation. Yeah, just went for the Dark Pulse, that's fine. I'm just going to Leech Life back up. Nothing really wants to switch into that. He goes into the Galarian Corsola. That's fine. I can try to trap this thing again. Oh, he just goes for the Shadow Ball. He just packs that. That's interesting. Obviously this thing isn't trapped right now. Okay, that did not kill. Disabled from Cursed Body. So he just goes for a Strength Sap. That disables kind of like really annoying. So, but now you see I'm kind of not really fearing this thing as much, I think. Just going into this, okay. I'm Scarf, I don't see why you wouldn't stay in personally. Because I don't think you think I'm Scarf at this point. So, hopefully, ideally you just stay in, try to like set up a Swords Dance or something. Yeah. Perfect. So now you know I'm Scarfed, but other than that, nothing really too crazy. Darker Eye. I want to Scout Scarf right now. This thing doesn't. Okay. It is Scarfed. Okay. Cool. So it's locked into Ice Beam right now. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. How much does Psychic Fangs do? Not enough. He's gonna Scald Burn me, probably. Of course he did. This is gonna be a long battle, I have a feeling. Okay. Ice Beam does not do enough for him. I'm just gonna Synthesis back up. This thing could go for Trick Room again. It does. What did he bring in last time? I have to assume that you don't bring in. Okay, it just goes for the Floor Cannon. Okay. So now its special attack is very much lowered, and I can go back into this thing and click Leech Seed again. Yeah. Okay. This Alomamole is just gonna be so annoying to have to break. So, I think I'm just gonna click Seed Flare. Okay, we got rid of that. Okay, that's big, that's big, that's big. That was big. Okay. I don't really know what this Corsola can do to me, I'm gonna be honest. Maybe, I mean, like, that's why I've got Aromatherapy. This thing doesn't get toxic. Cool, it just goes for a Strength Sap, that's fine. Seed Flare. This is big if it connects. Seed Flare's animation, I just can't tell if it connects or not. I don't know if that's just me, but I just can't tell if this thing is going to hit or not until it actually does the damage or it tells me it missed. 50-50 chance. I'm really liking Shaman right now because it's hitting, but as soon as I say that, I know it's going to miss, and yeah. Thankfully, Solgalio's no longer burned. So that's big. Scarf Darkrai is going to be a problem to have to work through, but I don't think he gives it to me right now, because if he does, Gengar kind of just... I don't know if it wins yet because of the Corsola, but other than that, pretty big. Um, yeah, he could. I don't think he has like bad or like Dark Void because he is Scarf. Showed me that already. But mhm. I should be able to eat one hit from a Colbur Darkrai, and yeah, Cresselia is kind of still fat and annoying to break, but I think that this Shaman was the right pick against a stall team. Just it can kind of stall break for me really well, and so I think I'm fairly set up for. I don't know. I think this is like I'm set up decently in this mid game. I think he's just trying to read, am I gonna switch or not? Um, I assume he's trying to think if I'm gonna switch into Solgaleo. I have no intention of doing that, but you know, he could be thinking if I would or if I wouldn't. I don't want to risk it right now. I still have my Colbur Berry intact, and having that is just really big. And this Shaman, um, yeah, just goes into the Magearna. I'll Seed Flare that. Get the drop? No, no drop. Um, I'm gonna Leech Seed this thing. I think it. Okay, Corsola. It's fine. Shaman's being really accurate, which is really nice today. Shadow Balls me. That's fine. Gets the Spadef drop. Strength Saps me. Again, kind of annoying. Pyro Ball should just still do a lot. Goes into Cress. Okay. I got much needed damage on the Cress, which I really like. I can just try this thing again. Flare Blitz. Big dubs. Solgaleo up to 10 kills. Sunsteel. That does not do a lot. Okay. Willows me. That's fine. Getting rid of the Magearna. Shaman is pretty just free at the end of this game, not gonna lie. I don't really see how he can break my Shaman. So that's really nice for me. He goes into Cress. I'll set Seeds up. Get a Seed Flare going. Actually hit. Toxics me. I'm gonna Seed in case he switches. Cool, it misses. Aromatherapy myself back up. And is additionally getting rid of the burn. Cool. I only have 3 Seed Flares left. Goes into the Corsola. It's fine. Connect. No drop. Just gonna Leech Seed on a predicted Strength Sap. So now we're just kind of in a stall war almost. I'm gonna Seed Flare again. And then once he's low enough to predictably Strength Sap again. Yeah, so I'm almost out of PP. Okay, I expect him to want to Strength Sap or switch, so I'm just going to go into my Gengar. He goes into Cress. Cool, this thing is trapped in, and presumably takes a lot from a Shadow Ball. Not quite enough to kill, but gets the Spadef drop, which is pretty big for me. Cool. I'm just going to U-turn out. I really like just being able to do big damage. Do I have any Seed Flares left? I have 1 Seed Flare left. Choice Band U-turn should kill this thing. I'm pretty sure because I'm a bug type. Yep, cool. And then this thing is pretty big. He goes Darkrai. I only have 1 Seed Flare left, but I don't really know how exactly Corsola can break Cinderace, but at the same time, I want to save my last Seed Flare for the for the Corsola. Thanks, Toxic. Um, Willow's me. Um, um, cool. So he disables Cursed Body. Darkrai at this point. Cool. Um, I'm gonna do what is called a pro gamer move and go into the Solgaleo. Show my amazing tech, and it's mostly just because Shaman. I should not have done that. I should have gone straight into the Shaman. But yeah, okay. Shaman putting in insane work this game was incredible. I almost didn't bring it, but the fact that it walled out like that was so great. Wall out, ball out. Shaman, MVP of this game for sure. Good game to Monster. Long game. Probably one of the longer games. I'm generally more of a hyper offensive player, so playing that was really fun. And just getting that shit done. I should not have sacked Solgaleo at the end, but other than that, kind of a misplay by me. But early game, I think him giving me the Alomomola was massive. Yeah, I don't know if I won. If I could, like, Shaman, if you look at its PP remaining, synthesis and aromatherapies are going to be kind of meh to struggle through. But yeah, this game was kind of just a long struggle. But good games to Monster, and um, nah is gonna be Shaman is a fat hog. Um, but yeah, good games to Monster. Should push out the video tonight for you guys. See you guys